Here in the working-class Mexico City neighborhood of Iztapalapa, residents find it hard to pay their basic bills, especially now that gas and electricity prices are increasing.
Costs are horrible. My daughter only makes minimum wage, and she has to care for 3 children and for me.
Earlier this month, authorities announced that electricity prices would increase up to 8%. For the residents of Iztapalapa who make minimum wage, roughly $4 a day, there is no other option than to resist.
For those of us who can't pay, we have to find a way to protest. The truth is that we will not be paying.
In 2013, Mexico's President Enrique Peña Nieto passed the neoliberal energy reform, opening the sector to privatization that for more than 7 decades was publicly owned. Peña Nieto made the promise that the reform would translate into benefits for the population.
Mexican families receive bills that have been more expensive in the recent years. With the energy reform, going to lower the cost of electricity.
Analysts do say that there was a decline in costs after the approval of the reform, but that it had no direct correlation with the reform's policies being put into practice, but rather was part of a PR stint to gain further approval of the reform.
The topic of energy is very serious because the reduction in electricity costs that occurred last year, mainly in the domestic sector, was basically due to a decree so as to make the implementation of the energy reform more acceptable.
In the end, critics argue that the reform only opens Mexico up to further energy dependence on foreign companies, who are the ones that benefit from the policies and not the Mexican population as a whole. Clayton Can, Telesur, Mexico City.